even right now, if I have to say, my father would ask me, what do you do? And I think the only plausible explanation that I can give him is, on Facebook, the ads that you see is what I do.
Welcome to this next episode of Heroes of Socrates. My name is Manoj, and I have with me today our special guest, Mr. Kedar. So, welcome, Kedar, to this series, Heroes of Socrates. And our audience would like to know is from you, what is your perspective on this whole episode of pandemic and its impact on business, and how as a leader have you tried to deal with it?
Sure. Firstly, thanks, Manoj, for having me. So, I mean, see, pandemic has obviously been difficult for all of us, right? So, it's been difficult. What is important is, what are we learning out of it? How do you one, be strong and be focused still, right? Because I think during that time, the whole focus for the entire team largely was in terms of how do we safeguard our people, right? And thereafter, then how do we grow, right? Another thing is that our business is somehow we kind of got shielded. It has that, the shift to digital happened very fast for a lot of brands, right? So as a business, yes, it worked out for us, but like I said, as from a people aspect, it kind of became tough. So I think for me, the last 1 year has really taught me, for probably what 15 years has taught me.
Did it be a roller coaster?
It has been, right? And it still is, because see, the moment uncertainty comes into the mix, right? You really can't predict anything. If it was purely uncertainty on business standpoint, it is still predictable to a large extent, saying that, okay, one quarter is not going to be good for me. I know I can make it up for the next quarter and all of that. But when it comes to people, it's very difficult, because you've got to invest that amount of time with people, and only then, to build that trust with people, and especially with Socrates, right? Socrates as a company, we operate a lot in that zone where we would like to trust people, and in return we would like them to take ownership, right? So it's a very fine balance, and two simple words, right? But the whole 1,000 plus that we are today, we are basically operating on that. Otherwise, if you look at it, we don't have any checks on people. We really don't like or want to have that micromanagement kind of an approach to things, right? It is only on these two things. I trust you, and I want you to take ownership of anything, right? And I think with this whole work from home scenario that we are all in, I think this very essence, or the very crux of our belief, is been tested the most, right? And I think we've done fabulously well, honestly, right? We've done good on business. We've done good on people. Yes, I mean, there have been ups and downs, and I think it's absolutely natural to have all of them. It's just that, how are you learning? How are you adapting? And how are you growing from there? Just to give a little more context of what do I mean by being people-centric, right? One part is, of course, let's say that we didn't let go of people. That was one part of being people-centric. But I think the most beautiful aspect, or let's say the one aspect that, at least personally for me, is which is touched me the most with Socrates, was that it's an organization which obviously values the business that we are in, and we love to create that business for our clients, and we like to grow them, and we would also want to grow them. That's one part of it. But I think the emotional side of it, the human side of it, the people side of it is also equally very high. So I mean, let's say about a few of you guys would know, in I think 2.5 months back, I myself had fallen ill, and the way people here rallied around me and my family during that time, I think very rarely you would see it. Yeah, I mean, I was genuinely touched with that. whole brotherhood that came through during that episode. And that is what I mean when I say that we are very people centric. So it's not, I mean, COVID, I mean, the wave 2, right? We've seen a lot of people getting affected where their near and dear ones are now getting affected with it. And the kind of help that we've extended to these people, the kind of support that each manager is being giving out to that individual. I think somewhere that's what I'm saying. So we are cultivating the human side in each individual. I think from a leadership standpoint, that is flowing. But I think we're making good people eventually. And yes, of course, we are here doing a business. We are running a business, and we need to, obviously. But I think we're proving it that businesses can be scaled.
So what now next? Let's utilize and pick Kedar's brain. Is that in the last 15 months, one interesting that has happened here, and I was like witness to it, is our business continued to grow, but the interesting fact is our people were also growing. We didn't create an environment where they were stagnated. So that is a very interesting part, because not many organizations in the world have managed to keep that momentum of growth of the people. What is your stake, your thought, and your perspective on this whole game plan or this management? How we are growing them? How are the people growing? What's the secret?
See, I think the secret. Okay, I think let's not call it a secret, right? I mean, I think it's an ideology which has been for the longest time, right? I think absolutely flows it down from Anubhav. Is that we've always been very agile, right? We've never been stuck saying that we want to do it this way, or this is what I serve, and that's about it, right? So I think the company has been absolutely flexible, very, very agile, and very alert, I must say, right? So we were very alert to the changes of the market, the way the dynamics have been changing, and which is what helped us, to be at the right place at the right time, right? And like I said, that once the business was taken care of, it was only about holding on to that business, serving that business well. And how do we do that is, again, coming back to the whole people aspect, right? Because if your people are happy, your businesses are always going to flourish. Another aspect is finding the right talent. Now, the amount of time, effort, energy that gets invested into hiring even interns is humongous, right? I mean, I don't think we would be at the other end of the averages in the industry, right? The amount of time that we invest. But I think the reason for that, and I truly believe that we should do it, is because then we're finding the right guy to come on board, right? So it's like now we're basically creating a team who's homogeneous, who's going to watch each other's back, and who will march forward together, right? So that together is a very important aspect in this whole process. So we may take time, but I think the moment that guy comes on board, it's very seamless. It's almost at home kind of a feeling. And the moment that happens, like I said, the free mind that he is in, the individual will learn better or commit better, right? So throwing back to my initial point that I am going to give you the freedom, but I am wanting you to pick up the responsibility for it, right? Take the ownership for it. And I think the moment a person aligns and feels one with what you're saying, I think the ownership comes in with that. And I feel largely that's the clear game that we've always believed in.
Great. I think with that, now I'm going to shift a little to what I'm sure is going to be a very, very, very interesting thing. What is your tips on to our, especially the young folks? So we have like close to a strength of 500 very young 21, 22 people who are already on board, and maybe 200 more who will be on board. What is your take on how you should equip yourself? What are the tools you should prepare mentally and technologically to see that you will succeed at Socrates in spite of this whole distance kind of thing?
Interesting question. I think, Manoj, see, there's no one solution fits all kind of a thing here, right?
correct.
Because each individual is going to be different.
Yes.
His or her journey is going to be different. His or her take is going to be different. Right? But one common thing that will remain is, so long as you are sane in your mind, right? You'll be in the right direction.
Yes.
So how? Okay, where do I? So in Socrates, I'll give you my example.
Yeah.
The days are long. I don't necessarily endorse having longer days, but fair. I mean, it's a choice one. Yeah? The days are long. They're very difficult. But for me, they're not frustrating, right? I may get tired, but I never get angry, right? I don't want to say I want to quit. In spite of having the most horrible day, you may say. The reason for that is because I find peace. I love what I do, right? So I think somewhere each one of us need to figure that balance out for ourselves, right? I don't think that you or me or anyone else can figure that balance out for anyone, right? That is one. The other aspect is that we need to talk, right? Like for example, you've come in, so let's say you're absolutely fresher out of college, you've come and joined, you're learning a trade, fair, but if there's difficulty, what we generally say is, go ask your manager, right? Go ask questions, fair. I mean, that is pertaining to the skill that you're trying to acquire, but for that skill to really flourish, right, or for you to execute that skill to the best possible way, you generally need to be in a very peaceful frame of mind. So now how do you get there? Now either it is talk to your manager, whoever you feel your team is your sanctuary, be there. Your family is your sanctuary, be there. I think, in fact, I also propagate this whole fact that why can't we talk to our families?
Yes.
Right? Of course, you don't necessarily have to bore them with the day-to-day ops that you're doing, but I think you would get wonderful perspectives from your parents, from your mom, dad, because I'm sure they've seen more summers than us anyway, right?
Yes.
So no harm, right? Even right now, if I have to say, my father would ask me, what do you do? And I think the only plausible explanation that I give him is, on Facebook, the ads that you see is what I do, right? That's probably because that's probably what he's going to understand, right? Maybe he won't understand targeting kaise karte hai, ye kaise karte hai, persona kaise karte hai. Probably he wouldn't, right?
Sure.
But then what I could still have a conversation with him saying that pandemic is striking us hard. How do we deal with people's emotion, right? And there's a lot of gyan, ideally, that comes through, right? Yeah. And it may be relevant, not relevant. What happens during that conversation is, you tend to move away from the frustration that you have, and you tend to focus, okay, life is not as bad as I'm thinking right now. It's just, you pass it through, right? So I think having conversations with whoever, right? Like I said, not necessarily parents or whoever, but having those conversations, letting your steam off some way or the other. Like I know you go cycling all the way to Mumbai, but the thing is that's the way you let out your steam. So I think letting your steam out is important, because in normal days it would have been very easy that you're sitting next to me, I would say, hey Manoj, you look a little flustered, let's go have a chai.
Correct.
But I say, talk. It's okay. Pick up the phone. We have a very beautiful buddy system here. If it's created for a reason, right? I mean, you guys need to lean on to each other and figure that one point where you feel that, okay, this is how I balance my stuff.
True.
Because work is not going to be easy. It never will be, right? I mean, you started today, I think 15 years for me, I don't see work getting easier any day, right? It's going to be tough. It's just that how do you find your balance on it?
Absolutely.
And that's
cool.
Yeah, that's the way I think one needs to move on. And pro tip for you guys who are coming in.
Yes, very true. So Kedar, any parting invitation, suggestion to our young folks?
No, I think you all are in for a good ride. I think incidentally, I just finished 2 years with Socrates.
Fantastic.
And
Congrats.
it's just been wonderful, and I still feel it's new, and it's day one, and I think here you probably must have heard from each one of us who's been here on these interviews that Manoj has been taking, that you need to enjoy this time, right? You need to figure out how stuff happens, right? And for that, you need to question, you need to be inquisitive, and you need to commit. Most importantly, right? If you don't commit, then it's going to be a very mediocre job that you will end up doing, right? And I firmly believe that each Socratean here is not mediocre. you all of us are stars here, right? And 100% is the minimum, right? So you obviously need to commit yourself and find that path out within the org, right? It's not necessary that okay, you start with a certain team and then you probably have to continue being in certain. Of course, we do have certain rules around it, but there's no limitation in terms of you wanting to contribute, right? So I think, and the best part, I think, with newer folks coming in, they're basically clean slate, and the perspective is amazing, Manoj. I think that's one thing I supremely enjoy having a conversation with these guys, is because let's say my thought process is a very opinionated or warped or whatever, right? Because 15 years I've seen this works, this doesn't work, and I'm very myopic that way. Generally, people tend to become.
It happens, natural.
But the perspective from a fresh mind is an absolute bizarre one. I mean, it could be really tangent one, which maybe we'll never ever move towards. So I think those conversations I love, and I encourage those conversations. And I think that's the same advice I'll put it out to each one of you all, that all of us are available here. It's never that you can't reach out to us. Bounce that idea off. If you think that that's going to be the next big thing, this is the way probably you can better the way we are doing stuff, why not? Come up, have a chat, and what will happen? The worst that will happen is probably it's just one chai that we're going to share together, and maybe half an hour of getting to know each other kind of one. But I think great things will happen only when we have collaboration, right? And that is necessary.
Absolutely.
And with these times, I think it's slightly difficult, but I think we'll get there. We've gone through the grind, and probably another couple of months, 3 or a quarter is what we see.
Sure. Great. I think perfect. It was interesting hearing this candid thoughts, frank opinions from Kedar. So Kedar, thanks for your time. And folks, all those who are watching this, I'm sure one thing you must have concluded of all this conversation which we had, that it's a fun place. You're going to enjoy it, even if it is a roller coaster at times. The highs and lows, you will enjoy it. You will grow. That is another important aspect. And those who are watching this video and aspire to be in such a kind of a place, we are the kind of place, and we encourage you to come out here.